is two things. We're going to be looking at YouTube promotions and how you can utilize that to assist growing your channel. If you guys were here in our PCAT chat last week, as Mel said, sometimes you got to invest, your money into your channel in order to grow. Now, there are some people who like to do it just completely 100% organically without any kind of financial assistance. But YouTube does provide this as an opportunity to help your channel grow, depending on if you're looking for clicks, for views, or for subscribers. And so I'm going to take you through the promotion, show you a little bit about what we have done thus far. And I'll actually set up a short test promotion for you guys so you can see what it's like to get it set up. And you can look at some of the stats on stuff I've done before. And, I have to say that as we get started with the promotions part of it, I do see a return as far as subs and as far as I am already monetized. So I have seen a bump up in the monetization funds when people do watch it through the promotion things. Now right now it's not apples for apples. I invest XYZ dollar amount and I see a better return on interest. It's definitely not a huge difference in the short run. But if you bump up a little bit, then in the long run, you will end up getting more watch hours, more views, more subscribers. The algorithm will start to like you a little bit more the bigger you get, as long as they are continuing to come back. And I have seen people come back on a regular basis, and some have joined from the promotions aspect. So then the second half, we will take a quick look at Opus Clip. So there is a free version, and I use that for a while. So if you have seen some of my shorts, it has the little watermark in there that says Opus Clip. But it's a way to take your long form videos and turn it into short form. It's not a do it all and then post every single one of them. I did that for the heck of it when I got the first premium version, and then I actually sat down and watched them. It was on my personal channel. And some of them I'm like, really, AI? Your whole thing is about the perfect flipping of an egg, and you take it all the way up to where I actually flip the egg, and you don't show me actually flipping the egg. So now I go through, and it is a little time to vet it and look at all of the clips. But then you've got what you like, and you can do some edits with it if you need it, and then you can post them. So we're going to take a look at that as well. All right, so before we get started, though, let's welcome everybody in here. So we got Michael's Adventures. Thanks for coming in, Mike. We appreciate it. And sorry, I did not bring my stream deck in here, so I don't have sounds today. We also have Danny Diz, the mod or Super Mod 30, and a member. So thank you so much for being a member. We have Debs, the Pug Mama Quilter. Thank you for coming in. And then we've got DJ from Fuzzy Adventures. So thank you for coming in. And we got Cruise Live 22. Thanks for coming in. So today let's go ahead. Let's hop in here and let's take a look at YouTube promotions. All right. So when you start out, let's start with our dashboard. So this is going to be your normal dashboard, where you're going to see all your information. To get to promotions, you're going to want to click on content. And then across the top, you're going to have a promotions tab. And so that's where we are going to go. Now you can see I've already got some, and there are 3 different methods that you can choose when you're doing promotions. You can do audience growth. So it will focus on only putting your content in front of people who have not subscribed to you. You can look at video views. And so that will put it in front of both your subs, if it hasn't already posted for them, as well as people who might be interested in looking at it, but not specifically focusing on the sub aspect. And then there's a third one that is for website clicks. So That one I haven't used yet, but Vicky from Foodie's Vacations actually was inquiring about trying to promote live videos. And I think that's where this website click is going to come in handy, because as you see when we go through here, if you're trying to promote an upcoming live, there's not an option because you've got to search for your video and the video doesn't show up. But with the website click, that might be our way around it if you're looking to promote a live before it happens. Then you're at the mercy of, let's hope they click on it and then they see it's a pending live and they click the notify me. So they're notified when you go live. So that's the off click, because you're not having an active video, because obviously you're going to want to promote this before the live starts to get awareness. But let's go in. So I started at the very beginning with our World America tour. And I ended up putting $100 into it. And you can see it used up to $99.99, so almost the whole thing. It put it in front of 325,255 people, of which I got 7,864 views as a result of 1,092 subs. So let's take a quick look at those numbers here. Because in doing my research, you're hoping for a click-through rate of at least 2%, if not more, of the people it goes in front of. And I understand that you're doing okay if you get a click-through rate of over 2%. So if we look at it, we had 7,864, and we had a total impressions of 325,255. So that gave us a click-through rate of 2.4%. So not bad. You know, you're within that window of opportunity that people are, you know, it's getting in front of the people and you're getting over a 2% click-through ratio. And again, in the end, I ended up with 1,092 subs. Now, just like with any subbing on YouTube, they have to have at least watched 3 minutes of the video. So if someone came in, clicked sub, only watched a few, yes, I ended up still losing several, but a net growth of definitely over 1,000. And so that's kind of the numbers there. We'll go into a live one and I'll show you. But you can, it puts it in there like where it thinks you want to put it based on your viewership. It looks at your back analytics for that. But then you can add different countries if you want. You want to put in the total budget, not a daily budget. Otherwise, you're going to be spending a whole lot of money. So I put in a total budget, and then you choose an end date. It usually puts it like 2 weeks, I think is the standard it does. And then it'll run it. Sometimes it goes through it faster than the 2 weeks. Sometimes it does it okay. It really depends on the clicks that you get and how quickly you're getting clicks into how fast it uses it. The one good thing to know is you will never pay more than your maximum total budget. I have had a few where I guess it just got into the right mix of people and everybody and their brother was clicking on it. And I was $50 over the limit I spent, but in the Google AdSense, which is when you become monetized and things like that, you have to set up a Google AdSense account for payments. There's a credit that offsets the extra amount that was utilized technically in the ad itself. So let's take a look at our options. And if you guys have any questions or any feedback, then definitely let us know or let me know and we'll talk to it. So it looks like Michael actually did. Two weeks ago, he had 1,884. He tried a promotion on 4 videos, and now he has 4,064. Yep, there you go. So you can definitely use it as a growth mechanism. And it's not like buying subs. It's not paying someone to basically spoof accounts, which was going on for a while. It's just getting your videos in front of potentially the right people. And then it's up to them if they want to sub or not at that point. But it definitely helps. Uh, so with us, yeah, we can grow. I guess before I get in there, I can show you kind of the stats we had. So I did the World America, and I did that in May. And then we did 2 ship tours back to back in June. It was the Icon and then the Aqua. And I went ahead and pushed both of those. I put $50 into the Icon tour. And if we look at the numbers there, I was actually looking at these, and my click-through rate seems to have grown as I've continued to do this. So I put $50 there. It put it through 100, or I got 4,136 views. It was put in front of 154,677. So I went up by 0.2%. So with that particular promotion at $50, I ended up with a 2.6% click-through rate. And I netted 223 subs. So I got more click-throughs in that particular one, but I didn't get as many subs as I did with the World America. Makes sense. World America was brand new. That was the first kind of TA ship tour that was out there, other than people who had been on the inaugural. I think we were about 2 months after it came out. So it makes sense that the World America, and I did double the budget, got a lot more views on that. Then the Norwegian Aqua, again, I threw another $100 at that one. But it wasn't as popular as World America. Again, you got to be strategic. The World America was a brand new ship, so everybody and their brother was looking for stuff. The other ships have been out there for a bit. So I ended up with 4,981. And it went in front of 177,597. But 2.8% click-through rate. So each one I've done has netted more and more clicks actually on there versus who it got put in front. And so that grew me by about 1,300 subs. And as you can see, the next one here is what really did it. We specifically went on the Vista to go to the brand new Carnival Island, Celebration Key, and we did the full tour there, and we put that out, and I dumped $200 into that one. So you can see in that one, I ended up with over 1 million impressions. I got 34,768 views from the 1 million impressions. So that was a click-through rate of 3.4%. So a huge jump with that. And that netted me over 5,000 new subs. So that was with the $200. But again, strategic is the key, not just any old video. Figure out which one, speaks to you the most, or you have seen with organic people watching it, and say, okay, I'm going to try to push this out a little bit more. It's exciting. It's got a little bit more meat and potatoes in it. I'm getting a lot of organic growth itself. Then I did the Liberty of the Seas. Now, all of the previous ones I had done growth. And so I wanted to try just views instead of subs. And so I dumped $25 into the Liberty of the Seas video. And I ended up getting 2,437 views. And it only went in front of 30,777 people. But still, that click-through rate for views was almost 8%, 7.9%. So as far as getting people to click on it to watch the video, that's phenomenal. I mean, 8% click-through rate. As you can see, I still ended up with 2 subs, but the goal for that video was getting views, and it did its job, and it's had the best click-through rate for getting views. So, hey, Lucia, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And Chris, welcome in as well. I appreciate it. And then we have done a whole bunch of cruises, so we decided, I let Mel pick the next one that we pushed through, and we did the Devil's Den. So that one is technically still active. So the Devil's Den so far, 4,447 views. 94,546 impressions, so 4.7 click-through rate. And I've got over 1,000 subs right now, 1,075 subs, and I still have about $4 left on that one. So you can see how that is going to help you grow. And each one that I've promoted seems to have gotten better and better and better as far as click-through rate. So it's, my thought is, it's the algorithm figuring out the right mix. The more I promote, the more it tests and finds people for me. It's fine-tuning the audience based on prior promotion feedback that it has, and it's getting it more and more in front of the right people who like the type of content that I produce. All right, let's take a look at how to set one up. So I've already done the AdSense. When you first click on promotions, it's going to ask you to set up a Google AdSense account. If you have not already done so, don't worry, it walks you through it. So it's basically setting up your channel, your personal, if you're doing it under an LLC because you are trying to fully monetize the channel, you can set it up underneath that. But it'll take you through that. Then we're going to set up a new promotion. And let me see here if that, okay, good. I had to share a different tab. I'm sorry, because it was a pop-up. So now it's going to ask you what your main goal is. Are you going to look for the audience growth, the video clicks, or the website visits? We're going to click on website visits first. So if you're trying to promote your live, I believe this is the way to do it. Because I cannot find the video when I search for a live video in my feeds to find it. So your landing page is where you would end up putting, whoop, nope, okay, let's see if that works. That's not it. You're going to end up putting the link to your live itself. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to find one of my pending lives. This is going to be in your channel content. Go. And then you're going to do a call to action. Again, if you're trying to set up a live, I would just say visit site. And it looks like it might already do the prefix for you. Yeah, so you don't need to do the HTTP. And then put whatever your perfect your title is going to be, basically. What are you going to do? In this case, for Vicky, if you're watching this on the hashtag replay Vicky, you would probably put your promotion headline, dance party or whatever you're doing, virtual dance party, cruise sail away dance party, whatever you want for your title to be. And then go ahead and put your information in there. The reason why it's putting a perfect sail away evening, Port Canaveral, or it's starting to do that, is because it automatically picks your most recent video and it kind of uses the information there to pre-fill stuff for you. As you can see, it has my thumbnail for that. So this is how the ad would look. So if you're doing it for your clicks and landing page, actually, let's see if we can do it this way. Yeah, see, the Margaritaville still doesn't come up with the lives on that one. So you might have to do stuff manually in there for your video. All right. So let's go back, because this is what most people are going to be looking for, is more than likely audience growth. So we're going to do next. And this is where we're going to go change things up. Find the video that you want to post. So you can type it in here. It has some of your current ones. I'm going to show you guys the MSC World America is what I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of money on now. Again, it takes the title that you had for the video. If you want to change it, you can. I'm just going to leave it there. And I just just letting it all pretty much go the way that it automatically puts. I haven't done anything special to there. And you can see this is what it's going to look like to someone is there we are. Here's the immediate subscribe button. And then it will hopefully push it out to the right people. So that's the first part that we have here is trying to take care of setting it up. And you can go in. I've already done ChatGPT for my SEO titles, which is why I'm not messing with this stuff because I've already done it with the video going up. So you can tweak it if you want, but I leave it like it is. So next up is the important part. This is where you want to target it. And so it has put in people that have generally subbed to me and where a lot of my viewers come. So US, the UK, India, Philippines, and Indonesia. And because I love my neighbors to the north, I never leave out good old Canada. And if you want to move it around, you can definitely move it around. Figure out, look at your analytics, do what you need to do if you want to get it to a specific area. Now, as you can see here, when you're targeting multiple countries, it's just saying the promotion may serve more in some countries other than others. So you're giving it an idea of where you want it to go, and then you're letting the algorithm figure it out from there. Welcome in, Coach Juliet. Thanks for stopping by. And yes, thank you for telling everyone to hit that like. All right. Next, as you can see here, we've got European Union political ad. So you have to disclose, are you doing some sort of political ad? So no, I'm not. You can do advanced targeting. So if you want to put towards a specific age group or, female, male, unknown in this case, if they haven't put their description in their own settings, again, you can go in here and you can choose whatever you want. You can add specifics. You can add language. You can basically go in here and put a whole bunch of verbiage in here to help it fine tune it. I have not done that yet. It's probably going to be something I try down the line and compare it to it doing it automatically to see if I get any kind of different feel or more subs on there. So that's where we're targeting. So next, again, is our budget. And it basically usually says, hey, $100 or more is typically where you get the most bang for your buck. Honestly, yes, it is. But you can go ahead and change it. So in this case, I'm only doing a little bit. So I think I'll start with 25. And I can always bump it up if I want to bump it up. So there's your little thing. Hey, at least $100 tend to do better, yada, yada, yada. And it's telling me basically it's going to spend $1.67 per day until January 27th to push this out. I can get anywhere from 1.1 to 5.7 thousand estimated views. And it's going to send it anywhere between 18 and 53 thousand people. And then it just gives you disclosures that tells you it's counted every time actually clicks on it is when you get the money, gets dinged is when someone actually clicks on it, not just for it being in front of someone. So, and again, if you want it to spend more in a shorter amount of time, then you can go in here and change it. But the default's 2 weeks. I usually leave it at 2 weeks. And so once you have made up your mind, you click promote. And there we go. So it's going to be pending for a little bit. I've seen it go for a couple hours. I've seen it go for a couple of minutes. But basically, it goes through a little screening thing. It's running some back-end stuff. And then it will go ahead and make it active and start to push that out to everyone. So again, that one I did for audience growth. Mel and I are hoping to grow the channel this year and get at least 20,000 by the end of the year, which I think is doable, especially with doing some occasional promoting of some of the videos throughout the year. So that, in a nutshell, is your promotions. Now let's take a look at one other one, and that's video views. And I'm just going to choose a random here. What do we want to use? Let's look at Fort DeSoto. Again, I'm not going to put it through, but so you can see it's basically the same setup where it's going to take all of your promotions and information like that. It's still going to put it out there, and it's still going to have the subscribe button for those who aren't subscribed. But this one would be geared more towards getting people to actually watch the video. So it might not put it in front of people in the end that ultimately will either subscribe to you, or it may put it in front of some of the people who already have, but maybe haven't come back to your channel. Again, it pre-fills like normal. You would do the same thing. You could go in and do the same thing here with targeting certain age groups. And then it's going to do the same thing. So if we go down to 25, you can see we've got a different one because it's targeting views, not targeting subs. So I have a much higher estimated impressions to get it in front of people, because it's going to utilize both my current people plus looking for specific people whose interest and viewing history match what I provide in my channel and what the video is providing. In this case, it might just be blasting it out to anyone who's looked at a camping video, or have seen one or two things, or have been to Florida. And so it's not really specifically targeting someone who might hit the sub button, more just getting it in front of someone who might view it. And that can help with monetization. So if you're not looking for subs per se, let's say you've already hit your sub number, you're looking for more people watching your content, well, then you can maybe do this, put it for views instead of subs to get the watch hours that you need. So that's what you can do there. And again, you can do the same thing with changing the budgets and how long it is, and it gives you all the same info. So that, in a nutshell, is how to use the YouTube promotion system to do audience growth and sub growth. Yeah, see, it's still pending. It'll probably be pending for a little while to go out there. But there you go. So that's the YouTube promotion system. Woohoo! So if you're ever wondering, it's worth a shot. The biggest thing that I can recommend before doing a promotion is really take a look at your videos and see which ones are performing better than others organically. Typically, you're going to find that those will do better in the promotion system as you're starting out, trying to get a feel for it. The other thing is, if you are doing something new that just opened or has only been open for a little while, and it could draw some attention based on the tour, or going, like I said, we did the Celebration Key for the first time, so some sort of new opening restaurant or museum or whatever your channel has, then try to push that out as well, because new and shiny gets people. They're always wondering, what's going on. This is new and shiny. Let me see. I need to find out more about this. So you can definitely rock on with that. So yeah, so there you go. There's the promotions. All right, so let's pop over now. Yeah, we're about halfway through, and we'll see however long it takes me to talk to this next point. Next one is Opus Clip. So Opus Clip is another service that you can pay for if you like, but they also have a free plan, and I used the free plan for the longest time. And you typically get about 60 credits a month, I want to say, And that gives you basically 60 minutes of data that it can sort through. So think of a credit as 1 minute worth of video. And with mine, I want to say mine ended up being, it's about $100 a year. You know, I'd have to check. Wait, let me see if I can find out how much it is for you guys. That was one thing I didn't prep for. But I want to say it's about $100 a year for the Opus Clip paid version. Sorry, guys, I'm having to sign in. I'm doing it in a different system here. And of course, it wants me to verify everything in their brother, which I guess is good. So people don't steal your identity. But Opus Clip, basically, I'll talk while I'm trying to figure this out. So Opus Clip, I guess I don't have one for this one, is a way to take your long form videos, tell it what you want it to do, and then it will go ahead and go in there and start to do AI work to go through that long form content and break it down into short segments. And you can dictate how long those segments are. There we go. All right, it's getting in here now, guys. Thanks. Hey, Ron, welcome in. Thanks for coming in, sir. All right, so I'm going to share this screen first before we look at this other one. Let me see. Can I do another screen share? It's the 3-1. This one right here. There we go. All right, so this is the free version. So we're going to start with this. So if you guys want to test it out, and then I'll go into the paid version. So this one here, when you get logged in, it's opusclip.com is what I put in, or I just put Opus Clip into Google search, and then you sign up with your Gmail account. So as you can see up in this upper right-hand corner, I've got the free plan, and I get 60 credits a month. So I get 1 hour worth of diving into videos every single month. What you would end up doing is either uploading a video, or you can drop and drag your video URL from YouTube, and it will then go to YouTube, pull the info over, and Bob's your uncle, you got yourself a video. So let's go ahead. We're just going to grab a random video here. And it looks like it went away for some reason, so I'll fix it again in a second. Let us do... It doesn't matter. We're going to do this one. Basically, I'm just copying the URL. And for whatever reason, it didn't like sharing my screen here, so we're going to try that again. All right, wait one, guys. For some reason, it is really being a pain and not wanting to work with us here. So let's try this again. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to take that URL and we're going to put it into our Opus Clip. It's going to look for it. So there it is. It's pulled up my video. Again, I'm speaking in English, and so it is seeing that. See here, it's giving me the estimated amount of credits. So of my 60 free credits, it's taking 10 from me. Makes sense. It's a 10-minute video. Look at that. Now down here, you have the option to now tell it what you want it to do. So you can do a clip model, auto, which is, hey, let AI look at the video and let it figure out what's best. You can have clip anything, which is the best if you're doing a vlog style video. And then you have clip basic for talking video. So if you're doing like this kind of setup and you want to turn this into shorts, then you would say, hey, just do clip basic, and it will go through my entire thing, which actually I might do that after this. It would take this, make it into shorts that you can then put on YouTube. You can put it on TikTok. You can put it on Instagram. It basically will do it all for you to give you even more content to try to get your channel out there on a regular basis. The genre, again, you can do auto, which is usually what I do, but you can say, what's your video about? Q&A, marketing, webinar, podcast, how-tos. So again, you can choose, or you can just let the AI choose for you. Again, the clip length, you can choose anywhere from 0 to 3 minutes because it's kind of designed for YouTube. And yes, DeFam, yeah, Ron, it does multiple shorts. I'll actually process it and let you guys see. Actually, I'll jump over to one that I've already processed. I'm not going to waste these credits because I might use it even though I have a paid version. Typically, what I do is I tell it to keep the shorts under a minute. So, people's attention spans nowadays are not the greatest. So I know Vicky even says she recommends keeping, shorts to about 15 seconds or so. But Opus Clip, it seems like the shortest that you can tell it is less than 30 seconds. So it might be less than 30 seconds, but it might be up to 30 seconds. I usually do a minute or less because that's what I did when YouTube Shorts first came out, is I wanted to keep it under the minute. And I found, though, honestly, yeah, the 30-second clips seem to be a little bit better. But again, you figure it out. Sometimes you think, oh, this clip is going to be amazing, and you put it out there, and it gets like two views, 30 views. You're like, wow, this is a piece of crap one, and it gets 1,500 views. So I don't do shorts on every single video right now. Because I had the free version and I just didn't have enough credits to do that on every video. But I am starting to do it more frequently. I used to just do the free stuff, get my clips, figure out what I like about it, fix whatever I wanted to fix. And then for the free one, you have to download each one individually. So then I would download them, and I still have a bunch that I download to a file on my computer, and then I just future date them on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, that whole 9 yards. I'll just upload it and do it that way. But they're already created. I just spend the hour or whatever I want to spend to future date and get those clips going. And I did them once a week. For me, it was Mondays at 5 p.m. And I still do it on Monday at 5 p.m. So do you have shorts? We're learning every day. Follow up on Coach's question. Do you have the analytics to compare shorts? I see them. I'll show you when I get in here that Opus Clip gives you a rating on what it feels the clip can do for you and the hook and, what's the quality of it. 100% honestly, that means crap. At least to me, it means crap. I've had something that scored a 60 on Opus Clip that got 3,000 views. I had one that scored a 97 that got 34. I don't trust it. So honestly, I am still trying to figure out, hit or miss, what is actually working and the titles and the catches and things like that. But I can tell you most of the content that Opus Clip gives me is pretty similar and pretty decent. So it's like I don't get the algorithm and why this one and this one both are very similar, but this one does amazing and this one does crappy. So, but let's take a look. So I'm going to show you now the next thing here. As you can see here, you've got auto hook. And so what the auto hook does is it will take the 10 highest rated clips that it does AI wise and add some additional flair to it to try to do a hook at the very beginning. That's kind of like an AI voiceover or whatever, and then continues to play your clips. Now, as you go through, if you find clips that just don't work for you and you delete them, or you say, hey, no, thumbs down, I just don't want to use this clip, then the auto hook will then update for some other ones that are a little bit later in there. But I'm still getting to learn this, but it's really helped at least keep views and people coming back. And I've seen people end up with going to my long form videos as well. Yes, Coach Juliet. Yes, Opus Clip I think is just like Nexus Clip. It's a similar concept. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go back over to ones that I've already done, and we will end up taking a peek here. We're going to do a Chrome tab. We're going to do this one. We're going to now share this one. Okay, so I've already gotten 2 that I've done, and I've done the clip anything is what I ended up doing with both of these. So this is what it looks like once you get the clips. And I've seen clips as little as 10 clips. I've seen them up to 35 clips. Now, not all of them, like I said, not all of them are going to be spectacular. So I've done, I did an Alaska one that actually came back with like 40 something clips, but only 20 of them were worthy. So now some of these are blacked out because I've already gone and I've already screened them. And I said, nope, don't like. So I just have that so I can take a look at what I do have. But you can see it assigns it a score. The likelihood that it'll go viral is 96 out of 100. I have yet to have a super duper viral one, quite honestly. Now, when I click on it, it will basically tell me, hey, this was the analysis that we did. This is the commentary that we used for it. And this.
It looks a little green, I'm not going to lie. It is natural.
It is natural. And because of that, look at these huge koi fish that are out there.
Yep, I see it.
And then some other regular fish.
I see some over there too.
Yeah. And you got water volleyball over there to the left.
Like a nice fountain in the middle there.
Yeah.
It looks a little green. I'm not gonna.
There you go. That's one of the AI clips that it did. Hopefully you guys saw that. But here's another one that I'm hoping will, that will do better. So this was actually going down. It did an AI clip of us going down into the caverns.
It is pretty dark in here. So I hope this turns out well. Or at least I can, turtles, get some updated resolution for you guys.
So we'll see, but it says that the hook is an A-. It sets a mysterious tone with the underwater cave. It's got a decent flow. You know, it offers a preview of the underwater environment, mentoring unique wildlife. And it's aligned with 4th of July celebrations and stuff like that. So you can go in here and you can see it lets you do B-roll if you want to add B-roll. You can add a sound hook to AI talking over you a little bit to give you a hook. You can edit the clip itself. So you have a lot of manipulative powers behind the scenes if you want to take it further than what the AI took it. You can even change the orientation. Now, I have done that occasionally where the AI, for instance, actually, I'll show you. Let me show you. It's over here in the Fort DeSoto one. So this one here, epic kayak GoPro catch. Fish jumps on camera, but the AI clipping had the fish jumping off camera. But when I went into it, you can go in and do edit clip. And I just recently learned all this stuff. So that's why I was like, man, I got to talk about this because it was cool. Because at some things I was disappointed with in the past because I didn't like the way that it clipped and angled. But yeah, so you can go in here and it's going to load the layout for you. And then you're going to be able to manipulate the screen as you need it. So you can see this one ended up, it's going low and all of that. And I think it went to another one somewhere. Or maybe it was a different clip. Yeah, it might have been a different clip. Oh, wait, no, here it is. Yeah. So this clip right here, the way it was set up, I ended up being able to re-angle it so you can catch and see it. I think that's the right clip. But anyway, what I wanted to show you was you can edit it. Let me see if I can find a better one that's portrait instead of the mini. Yeah, this one right here. This one right here, I know I adjusted. So we'll go into edit clip. So you can see this one is in portrait. Now, if I were to go in here, I can manipulate and move this around a little. And you can reframe it. I don't want to reframe it right now because I've already got it set where it needs to be. But you can absolutely go in there and do some reframing to get it more into your view if you want. So for the free version, what you have to do is you've got to come down here to every single clip and click on download. So download, 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 yada, 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 yada. So you'll have to do that on each individual clip. When you pay for it, you're going to be able to come up here and we can now do the download all, and I can either bulk download in one click. If I liked every single one of them, I could do one and boom, download absolutely everything. Or I can, do the individual here. So that's why I previewed it and I dislike it. I just say I don't want to use it. So now I can go in here and easily click on stuff to either download or schedule. So what I've been doing is I've been doing the scheduler. So this is what is cool about it as well, is I can do the bulk scheduler. And everything I've clicked, it's now going to say, okay, tell me what you want. Where do you want it to go? And I've got Facebook, I've got Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and then my other YouTube channel. And then you can tell the tone to rewrite some of the hashtags if you want it to rewrite some of the hashtags. And each one is going to, for every post, you're going to have multiple, however many you choose here, you need to go through all of them. Okay, this one's going to be the Facebook. Do I want it to be a post? Do I want it to be a reel? You know, obviously, if I'm doing Facebook, I'm going to want it to be a reel. And right now, if you just click schedule, it's basically going to go, hey, okay, we're going to do it automatically. And when I did it last time, every 2 hours, starting today, every 2 hours until they ran out of clips. So you can go into customized time. This is with the paid version. You don't have this with the free version. And you can tell it when to start, what time to start, what time zone, and then the frequency. It goes 2, 4, 12 every day, every 2 days, or every week. So depending on how frequently you want to get your channel out there, you're going to be able to go in and have it automatically post to everyone for you. What I did with the free one is I uploaded everything to YouTube, and then I manually went in and had to, do everything for the other ones. Or me as a travel agent, I also have the option through Expedia. We have a social hub that does connecting for Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So I would go then, I would upload it to YouTube, and then I would go to my travel agency software and use that to upload the video to the other 3 platforms. But now I don't even need to use that. I can do it all here in Opus Clip and go through it all. For YouTube, I want to say, well, let's find the YouTube one. Let's see if it lets you do a post or a reel. Yeah, I'll see YouTube. It's only going to put it as a reel, if you will, or a short is what it'll do. Facebook is the one that lets me do the choice of a post or a reel. And then it looks like TikTok lets you either do it in a feed or an inbox. So I leave it in the feed. And as you can see, you go through every single one. And yeah, if you don't like the AI stuff, you can tell it to regenerate the AI hook and post. And then you can add trendy hashtags if you want to add more to it. It looks like it's also going to give you some upvote features and stuff like that you can put in the future. But again, it's everyone that's on there, and it's going to let you do, is it public? Is it private? Is it unlisted? So you get a lot of functionality. And I definitely like this because look I can keep adding platforms and channels, and I could have it post to all of them. The one catch is that doing it in here, when I go into YouTube, you don't see it as a future post. Like if we were to pop back over to YouTube, and I'm going to share this tab, and we go to my shorts, you can see I do have some future dated ones, but this was all the old school posts that I had already scheduled out last year manually before I got the paid version. I already have stuff scheduled out through Opus Clip, but I can't see it in actual YouTube Studio. I can't see it in TikTok. I can only see it in the actual Opus Clip. So if we go back to Opus Clip, and we come over to our side, now I can see my calendar here. So this is where I can go, and this is where I see all of my Opus Clip content. So you can see on my personal channel, the Ryan Parker Studios, I've got stuff scheduled out in January. And then I can go over here. So in February, I cut it down right now to once a week in February. And then we've got March, and I might do more than once a week. It just depends on how much content you have. And so here we go. I started because, again, I had stuff already in YouTube Studio scheduled out till March. So starting in April, when I ran out of stuff that are already post-dated in YouTube, I've started now to set up my PK Adventure stuff. So you can see I've already got the Fort DeSoto stuff set up for Facebook, for Instagram, for TikTok, and yeah, there it is for YouTube. So, hey, Lucy, Grace, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in. Yes, let me find the cost. I actually pulled it up so I could see it. Let me go in and see what the cost is for you guys, so you have an idea. Okay, so right now, it is, I guess it was more than I thought it was. It's half price right now. It's up to 50% off. It ends up being $14.50 a month, but it is billed at an annual rate, which I think is $174. Let me check a look here. Yeah. So right now it's on sale for $174 a year. So I got it because, again, it's half price right now. And I think it's half price when you pay for it in one bulk payment for advance. If you do it on a monthly basis, it's $29 a month. So you could always test it out to see if you like it. And then if you decide to pay for it in full, then you get a substantial discount for paying it in full. So I use some of my revenue from YouTube to go ahead and sync it, and we just went ahead and got it for a year to test it out. But again, that's because I do have already some income that I'm able to dedicate towards it. So again, if you're just now building, start with the free one if you want to play around with that. If it does fit your need and you're liking it, and then you want to get those extra paid options, then either bite the bullet and do the whole year at the lower cost and take the whole year to figure it out, or go on the monthly basis and see what you like about that. But what it does is it basically gives you 3,600 credits, which is enough for, what's that? 3,600 credits divided by 60. 60 hours worth of video that it can go through an AI for you. And you can always buy more if you want. Also, with the paid subscription, that's where you get some of the multiple brand templates and things like that. So when you first get it, it's going to give you just some standard AI stuff, and then you can brand it with the paid version. And what I mean by that is you can manipulate the colors for the on-screen, the font for the on-screen. You get a lot more AI B-roll and a lot of more perks that it will figure in some B-roll for you. And actually, I can show you what one of those looks like. Let's go over here. But again, $174 a year if you pay for it in full, or $29 a month. But I would say give it a shot, because again, you get 60 credits a month for the free version. So give that a shot to get some of the basic things underneath your belt. And then you can go over and try, some of the paid version stuff and see if that suits your needs. But I'm going to switch over to my Ryan Parker Studio one. We're going to pull up one of the shorts here. And I'll show you what I mean by the AI hook and the AI B-roll. Let me find which one was it. This is it right here.
Welcome back. Let's make a quick chicken cheesy rice with cheddar biscuits.
Welcome back. Wasn't that fast for you guys?
Hang on, I see why it's super low. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to redo it so you can hear it. All right, so this is one that it built in the AI hook at the beginning and then some AI B-roll throughout the short.
Welcome back. Let's make a quick chicken cheesy rice with cheddar biscuits.
Welcome back. Wasn't that fast for you guys? Okay, so we are going to stir up our rice here. So we have our yellow rice taken care of. Now, I actually like it with the Mexican rice. It adds a little more flavor to it. Chicken cheesy rice with Red Lobster cheddar biscuits. I didn't show you that part of making it because literally it was a box that you added water to. But anyway, you've got yourself a nice, quick, hearty meal. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Welcome back.
So again, not the greatest by any means, but it's got some value there. And I didn't. That was actually one of the runs that I didn't check it first. I just put it out there. So now that I've learned that, I can actually go in there and look at the AI, look at the B-roll. I could change it. I can remove it. I can do what I want with it. So it's got some cool features for sure. But there you go. So that, my friends, is your kind of wrap it up here with your AI tool to help take your long form content and turn it into some viral clips potentially for going into just drawing traffic, drawing more people to your channel. So the more you get out there in front of someone, whether it's a short or whether it is a long form, the better you're going to be able to grow. Now, one of the hints that I also recommend doing, and I haven't played with it yet. I need to see if I can do it. But at least in YouTube, you can go into it once it posts and you can point it to a specific video. So what I have been doing is either cutting and pasting the video into the description in Opus Clip, so it's a link to the full form video, or I've been tying it to it. And actually, before we leave, let me show you that. Let me show you that. So if you go into YouTube Studio, we're going to share this one. And you can see down here where it says related video. So I can actually go in here and I can find that episode. And I need to actually find the full episode. Man, I got a lot of content on this other channel, don't I? Let me see here. Actually starting to do good on that Ryan Parker Studio one. No, that's not it. Rice. Here it is. So the easy chicken and rice dinner. Boom. So now I have made that as a related video. And it should now pull up options for us. So in the shorts, you can now see there's a link, easy chicken, rice, and dinner. So now there's a built-in link that takes them to my long form. I guess if I showed you the right tab. There we go. So when someone is watching this, you can see down here, there's now a link built in within the short to take someone to the long form video. So that is like perfect. So you make a crap load of shorts for your long form. Make sure that you either cut and paste the link in Opus Clip or after the fact, because I didn't see an option to link it in Opus Clip. I'll look at that, or you can. But link it to your long form video. So now when the shorts play and someone comes across the short, they're going to have a link right there to go to the long form that it came from. So there you go. Well, I hope this was informative for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging around and all the questions as well. It brings up a lot of good things and things that I haven't thought about as well. And Lucy, as far as making thumbnails for the lives, I don't think Opus Clip has that. Let me take a look though before I say it. That's my brand template. Where I can do filler words and things like that. Learning Center, my subscriptions, affiliate, social accounts. No, so this particular one does not have it. I also have vidIQ though, and I pay $7.50 a month for vidIQ. I got it at a half price deal. vidIQ has the AI thumbnail generator. So, all right. So I wanted to answer that before I left. So, yeah, hopefully this provided you guys with some info. Obviously, I'll have this posted too. So as you get in there, if you're like, wait, what did he say again? You can always go back and rewatch it. I'll probably try to add some chapters after the fact to make it easier to find certain parts of it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by here and hanging out with me while we talked both YouTube promotions and then the vidIQ. Again, both of these are designed to help draw more and more people to your channel, get more views, more likes, and ultimately more subs to get that elusive 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subs to get that monetization going. So thank you guys so much for stopping by, and we will see you next time on The Scenic Route. See you later, everybody.